if I told you that there is a group in Jerusalem preparing to rebuild the third temple right now? They have the things they need. They have the red heifer, they have the priests, and they have the blueprints to build it. And many believe that this will be the leading thing to the rise of the Antichrist. So are they? Will they actually begin to build the third temple? Well, that's what we're going to take a look at today. So with all that said, let's jump into it. So in order to begin understanding this, we have to go back to the first temple, which was built around 3,000 years ago by Solomon in Jerusalem. It was where the presence of God dwelt and where the sacrifices were made. After that, it fell to the Babylonians. Now we come to the second temple. That was there when Jesus was on the earth. But as Jesus said, it fell to the Romans. Since then, there has not been another temple built. But the Bible talks about a future temple being built and that it'll exist in the last days. In the Bible, Paul says that the man of lawlessness, the Antichrist, will set himself up in God's temple, proclaiming himself to be God. That can't happen without a temple. And in many other verses, it talks about the third temple. There's a group called the Temple Institute in Jerusalem. And since 1987, they've talked of the third temple. And since then, they've prepared for when the third temple would be built, gathering every single thing they would need before building. All they need now is the permission. Currently in that spot lies the Dome of the Rock, one of Islam's holiest sites, and that causes a problem because they cannot build until that is gone. So the moment anyone tries to build the temple, it'll spark backlash. There's one more piece, and that's the red heifer. The red heifer has to have no blemishes and be perfectly red in order to be used. Now currently there's one that works, yet nothing can happen until they are able to actually build on the Temple Mount. This has already caused tension between both sides, because the Temple Mount is one of the most contested pieces of land on Earth. And while yes, everything is ready, moving to begin the project could cause an extreme amount of harm. The problem is when it does come, because regardless of what's happening now, it has to come, but when it does, what comes after that is far more worse. Because the Antichrist's power is in relying on the blindness of the people who do not see the truth to then deceive them and lead them into whatever he wants. And by the time he's deceived them, it's too late. And this is what we see with the Pharisees. It's not that Jesus didn't show them that he was the Messiah. It's that they chose not to believe it and blinded themselves. They were so latched on to this self-made idea of what should be that when it actually came, they couldn't release from that idea. And that's still today. They will be deceived and blinded because they can't leave what they know and what they've been told to actually accept the truth. Now, of course, we still have time. It's not like everything's about to happen tomorrow. But nevertheless, this is coming, and it's happening very quickly. And while we don't see the third temple, while we don't see the Antichrist, we can rely on the Bible when it says that it is coming. And our choice is whether or not we will see it when it comes.